put you in boxes, change all the locks and...
Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm going to ask you right off the top, how are you holding up with what's going on? Because as we speak, the coronavirus lockdown is happening throughout the world. What part of the world are you at, and how are things there, you, your family, everybody around?
Well, I'm in Yorkton, Saskatchewan. So, a lot of restrictions in place for us. But as many people may not know, I'm actually a full-time pharmacy assistant, as well as a spin motivator, a mom, and a musician. So obviously my life has changed a lot in the music industry, because normally we're like in rehearsals and band practice and, getting ready for those summer shows, which are now all canceled. So it's, a different world in the music industry. But as far as pharmacy is concerned, I still get up every day and go to my job just like usual, but it's a little different in the fact that we now have plexiglass between us and our patients, and I have to wear a mask all day, which is, it took a while to get used to, but it's just become part of the normal now. It's my daughter's daycare never closed because, they couldn't, and I needed them, so thankfully they kept their doors open. So for me, it's, obviously not business as usual, but I still get up and go to work every day like I used to. We've switched our motivating through our spin classes to online. So we're doing all that through the computer now, and it's just adapting. I'm holding up as best I can. I'm a pretty social person, so I'm really missing, we have a very, very close family. I'm an only child, an only grandchild, and I really miss my grandparents, but they're part of that, demographic that we have to really protect and be careful around. My grandma has congestive heart failure and COPD, so if she were to catch anything, it would not be good for her. So, I miss hugging them, I miss seeing them, but we're doing the Zoom meetings, and all that kind of stuff, trying to stay as connected as we can, and doing food drop-offs and, holding up.
Then I would say, first off, a happy belated Mother's Day. And
Thank you.
two, if there's anybody who definitely does deserve that big S on her chest, it's you. Thank you so much for giving back the way you are right now.
Thank you.
We just wish there was more music that was going to be involved with this, too. Just curious, though, because what you said earlier about, how we have to deal with people, and you being a musician, also being used to being out there with fans, taking pictures, hugs, things like that. Once this has been lifted and we can get back to a sort of normal life, have you thought about how you're going to deal with fans in the future, being able to be close to them? Will you not be? I've asked a lot of celebrities about this, too, and I've been getting so many great quotes, and a lot of them are thinking the same thing, that they have to kind of think around it and, just sort of take it day by day.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. We don't really know what's going to happen coming out of this. I think we just have to adapt as the days go by and as the months go by and as things change. I think we have no choice but to adapt. And trust me, I am not comfortable with changing things at all. I like things to stay the way that they are, but we have to be realistic and knowing that may not be anymore. I don't know what that's going to look like going forward. I think we just kind of have to see where the world takes us and see what's going on. No, this is unprecedented times. Nobody knows what's going on. Even in the pharmacy, we're talking, these plexiglasses might become permanent, I'm not sure about the masks, but as far as, that kind of stuff, it's as much to protect us as it is to protect you, and we deal with sick people every day. So you just don't know what's going to happen. And I think we have no choice but to just take it as it comes and adapt and maybe learn from each other and see what each other's doing and what's working and what's not, and put our heads together as a community and just figure that out.
Well, the one thing that does bring people together is the love of music, which is something that you were involved with, country music, one of the great storyteller genres. When did that love of country music come into your life?
The funny thing is, I actually grew up listening to rock music. My dad is a musician, and his dad was a musician, and we both grew up, at band practice. And my dad had me coming out to band practice since I was like an infant. I was tiny. There's so many pictures of me. And he played in a rock band until I was about 8 years old. And we moved to Yorkton, shortly before that. and he started playing in a country band. And so then obviously the genre of music we started listening to kind of flipped over to more the countryside. And that was when Martine McBride and like Jody Messina, Trisha Yearwood, they were all, you know, huge, like dominators in the music industry. And that's when I started to fall in love with country music as a genre.
Was it, as I mentioned earlier, was it the storytelling that you were interested in? Was it just the style of music itself?
I think it was the fact that like female artists in that time were quite prominent, and they had these like amazing powerhouse voices that just like grabbed you right away. And yeah, I think part of it is definitely, you know, the story that country music tends to tell. It grabs you, and you always are taken on a journey. But I think for me, it was just the fact that, you know, those women were very strong and very, you know, beautiful, and I just like wanted to be them, you know.
And you definitely did all that because iHeartRadio kind of helped prove that. For folks who are wondering, why is he talking about iHeartRadio? Please explain.
Well, I was very lucky last year, about this time actually. My single, I've been an independent artist for a very long time, and independent means like I have no record label. I do have a manager. We are 100% funded by myself and my parents, and grants that we apply for through the government of Saskatchewan and things like that. But I'm a 100% independent artist, and we were very lucky when we released Swerve. I say lucky because yes, it takes hard work and dedication and talent, at least a little bit of it, but the stars have to align as well. It just takes some time that, you know, some things have to just kind of happen the way that they happen to get to where we got to. And we released Swerve, and shortly after that, I was lucky enough, I believe it was actually last May, that we were voted iHeartRadio's Future Star. And that just really helped us kind of bump that single out to the masses.
You make me wanna drive all night. Windows down and no headlights. Coming for you in a straight line. I've got the nerve. It's gonna hurt, but I ain't gonna swerve. I ain't gonna swerve.
You know, we really have to thank radio in general for giving us the support on that single, because it went top 30 for us. And as an independent artist, that's pretty crazy, and, you know, very surreal. And it was always a goal of mine when I started this to have a top 40. So when it hit top 40, I didn't really know what to do with myself, because it was like, well, so now I had this goal, and it took 15 years to achieve it. And now we just got to set more goals. And when it went top 30, it was, you know, very surreal and amazing. And I'm just so lucky to have the support from radio and from my manager and from my parents and from my fans and from, you know, everybody around me that's been on this journey with me, because it takes everybody, even my day job coworkers. You know, I'm coming to work crying and, you know, happy, and they're right there along the journey with me. So I'm very grateful to have everyone.
And as soon as you said that, it hit me like lightning. You and I spoke last year about Swerve. I remember the interview, and I remember the song. So congratulations on that, and thank you for giving me that interview last year also.
Thank you.
But that was last year. We're talking this year now because we got new music. What's the new single, and what's it about? And congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were very lucky. We literally recorded this song like in February, like the very beginning of February, and then I went to Nashville and recorded this with Danik, and I got to stay with my manager. We had like a great trip. It was a week long, obviously work related, but I still enjoy the city and love being there, and the food and the people. And a month later, they shut down the border. So I feel like this is luck with this song, that the stars aligned for us to be able to record this and have it finished before, you know, this whole situation happened in the world. And this is probably one of my favorite songs we've done. I know I always say that, but like I really think the music that we're putting out is evolving, and it's always your goal to try to put out something bigger and better next time. And I think we really achieved that with this. It's called In Case You Missed Me, and it's actually written by Emma Lee, Sycamore, and Bobby Campbell. And I didn't have this song until about a week before the studio, and I knew the minute that I heard it, I loved it. And I was just glad that everybody else felt the same way. So when we went in, we were all on the same page. And I think Danik nailed the production. And the song is really about a relationship that went wrong for some reason. And, the couple's not together anymore. But she's looking back saying, well, you know what, maybe we made a mistake. Like, maybe I'm not ready for this relationship to be over. And the song's really just about her kind of pleading or, just putting it out there that, I missed you. So, like, if you miss me, maybe we should, get back together because, I miss you too. And I think it's a really interesting take on a breakup situation. And I think the song is just full of love and full of longing and, full of hope. And I think no matter what, whether it's a relationship or right now with our families, I think we can all, relate to missing that person and just wanting them back in our life. And, you're just hoping that they miss you too.
In case you miss me, I'm not giving up till you tell me to. In case you wish we could take back what we said, baby, wouldn't you spend just one more night? Pull your body close to mine. In case you miss me, in case we still have something to lose, I'll miss you too.
Well, social media is the place to connect with people also. Will you be doing any live stream performances? I know it's probably tough because you just mentioned you have so many things going on right now. Are there chances that we may be able to see you perform on YouTube or any of the other streaming services?
So I don't play an instrument myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the holdup has actually been, like, my guitar player is actually my dad. And the holdup has actually been that we were respecting the social distancing to the fact that we weren't even seeing our parents. So now that they've opened, a little bit more of the restrictions and we're allowed to extend our virtual household, you may see that. But for the last few months, that's the reason why we have not done that. So if people are wondering, it's not because I don't miss you and it's not because I don't want to. It's just we are really trying to respect all of the the restrictions because of the job that I'm in as well. We just wanted to make it as safe as we could for everybody. And so who knows, going forward in the next couple of months, I think we have no choice but to adapt, like I said. So you never know. We might just pop on there and give you something. Plus, I'm really not great with technology, so I am learning every day how to try to adapt to this. But yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. It won't be tomorrow, but I wouldn't rule it out. I'm sure we'll do something for you. Like, we just had our first live interview and performance this morning, and I was so nervous, but we got it all done, and we got it all together, and it wasn't so bad. So I think you might see that soon.
I don't blame you because you know what? I've seen a lot of people using Zoom, and I'm like, okay, all I can see is half your face. I can't see, okay, what's going on here? I can't hear you. What? So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm not doing Zoom. Because for some people, it takes almost a half hour just to get an interview that's only going to be 5 minutes. So I'd rather keep doing it over the phone. But in the meantime, we can follow you. Where do we go to follow you on social media?
Yes, you can find me pretty much on all the socials. I think my favorite's probably Instagram. I might be a little bit more quiet nowadays just because of where we're at and again, my day job and everything. But I try to keep you guys as updated as I can. My name is Samara, Young, Y-U-N-G. And I will be popping. You'll see a lot of pictures of my daughter, too. She's very important to me, and I love to spend time as a family. So you'll see all of my adventures on there.
Samara, thank you so much for doing the interview with me. Please be safe, you and your family. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully, who knows, before the end of 2020 and going into 2021, we may be able to do an interview in person. It would be something that I would really look forward to. So thank you again for this interview.
Thank you so much. You stay safe as well. And yes, I look forward to seeing everybody again. I am a hugger, so it's going to be hard to adjust to that. But thank you for everything that you've done, and you stay safe as well.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
In case you miss me, in case we still have something to lose, do we still have something to lose? I'll miss you too.